So the wonderful thing is you want to have with chosen folks, and the challenge is that some folks are not declaring their chosen state, some folks are avoiding their chosen state, some folks are in fear in their chosen state, some folks have made poor decisions, so they're in certain realities that prohibit them getting with a chosen. So there's all these things at play, right? So I want to offer a solution for those of you who are prepared. Okay, you are chosen and you are prepared, meaning if you were to see someone who, like, that's your family. When I say family, I mean your spiritual family. So they belong to you. So I don't mean it in the worldly sense, okay? This is your family. Or the same thing happens to you. Someone sees you and they just know it and they come at you, right? Shout out to you know who. And so that happens. So you're prepared at that level. Um, or you know that you're in a dynamic, or you've been hiding or apathetic, because that's so common among us. Here's the solution. Here's the solution. This is important. One, you need to be in declaration of who you are. I asked a member of my community, are you chosen? I think I am. If you're not sure, you need to go do whatever searching you need to do. Perhaps binge watch my channel, this channel, perhaps TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Because if you are in this sort of, I think so, or trying to do the cloak thing, or all the, you know, anything and everything other than clear, anything and everything other than clear and direct, you're creating what's called chaotic vibration. So the first solution is get clear in your declaration. Are you chosen or not? There's a lot of cartoon, folks who want to feel important, or they watched a few videos about spirituality and chosen and how they out there hollering. So it's your job to be honest with yourself, because the degree that to which you are either dishonest with yourself or are ignorant is the degree to which you can see. Number two, you need to be totally okay with radical honesty. Honesty needs to be your highest value. It needs to be like honest, entirely honest, no matter what. You cannot afford, literally. So you end up putting yourself in, inadvertently, putting yourself in binds and um, creating like pockets of weight, of gravity, of density that lower your frequency, because you construct a reality based on these seemingly unimportant lies, or even a withholding. A withholding falls into the category of a lie depending on the context. So you create all these pockets of withholding in your relationship with whoever the person is, your parents, your spouses, the people who you call friends, the people in your life. And so it creates these pockets in your reality that act as a weight. It acts as a distortion of sorts. And then it has room. It's taking up space in your environment, in your mental field. It's an energy. And so what being radically honest does, under all conditions with all people, is that it keeps all kind of tiny little particles of weight that accumulate, right? Because when you keep having these pockets, they accumulate, and one seems like not a big deal, but then there's another, and then another, and then there's one that attaches to that one, and then before you know, you have an accumulated, you know, montage of withholdings and little white lies and little innocent, because this is supposed to keep the peace, but it doesn't. It keeps the peace at a visible level, but it has all the fucking chaos where it actually matters in the invisible. Okay, so then it starts creating chaos in the visible, because it's only the invisible that's influencing the visible anyway. So you need to be totally okay with radical honesty. So that has, secondary and tertiary elements to radical honesty, like resilience, being okay with being not liked, being okay with being rejected. So if we look at it as a, spiggle, radical honesty, and then offshoots from that is resilience, practicing resilience, gaining comfort with being disliked, being judged, rejected, um, navigating the unknown, all that is offshoots of the spigot of radical honesty. So that's number two, radical honesty. Number three, you need to be willing to look like a fool and to feel embarrassed. Because most folks are not just walking around declaring that they're chosen, moving like they're chosen, making life choices every day, all day as a chosen being. Most people are in, you know, they're tolerating their environment. Apathy, like I said, that's a big one. Um, like getting ready to get ready, starting and stopping and starting and stopping on things, going in cycles of unfulfillment, lots of busyness. Like many of us are making money, right? So money is not an indicator of success in this case. So we're just going in cycles of comfort and familiarity, because to actually move as a chosen being, we'd have a whole system with who we mate with, how we create, how we navigate this planet, all that. That's number three. Be okay with looking like a fool, being embarrassed, so you can communicate, you can follow your senses. And when you see your likeness, someone who's in your family, you can reach out to them. You can say something to them. And then you know what to say, and then you're willing to say it, right? Because you're okay with looking like a fool. You're okay with being wrong. You're okay with, like in number two, being radically honest. You're okay with being judged, rejected, all the things. But if you're not okay with being judged and rejected, if you feel like you got to hide or say things kind of like the truth, but not the whole truth, and you're worried about somebody calling you crazy and rejecting you and you make a mistake, and you're not going to be able to say the clear thing when you finally do come across your family. And cat's got your tongue, and then you're going to walk away, and then you're going to ruminate it that night and all year, maybe for years, and then it messes with your frequency. And perhaps you could use it as a launching point, and just be very cool with being embarrassed, looking like a fool. Number four, if you're a woman, I invite you into one of my 3 workshops that's coming up. They're happening 2 days in a row, and then a few days thereafter. Details are at the link in the description. The first one is called Heal Sex Shame. Now, this is fundamental, sweetheart. Heal sex shame. So this has to do with all the shame that has to do with your expression, your body, and who you are, that gets in the way of the projects that you care about, your visibility in the world, really living ravishingly, allowing yourself to have what you want, which is the third workshop, the pleasure of having what you want. The pleasure of having what you want. Like, I'm here in Italy right now. I've been here for weeks, and it's been so much about resting, feeling good, resetting, exploring the unknown, letting my mind completely unravel to see what it shows me, and then bringing it back to where, the guidance is said to go. Working out, eating well, enjoying the sun. So this is all very pleasurable. It's all very valuable for me. So the second workshop is the pleasure in having what you want. So if you find yourself getting paralyzed around letting yourself have what you want, getting tense, tight, sabotaging what you want, you probably want that workshop. The third workshop is Who Does She Think She Is? Confidence. So this is for you if it's time for you to be seen on the world stage, visible. You have projects that require your visibility, maybe writing. All of these workshops, or maybe just one, you can go read each one to see. All of these workshops has to do with your visibility, your ability to have pleasure, your capacity to allow yourself to have what you want, feel good, make an abundance of money in the way that you want to, navigate your days, construct your life. And then as a chosen one, specifically as a chosen one, align yourself with who you actually are and what comes through you as a chosen one, so that the projects that you do say yes to, the people who you do see, how you see yourself, you set yourself up for such a deep peace and joy and appreciation for your very limited time on this earth. Okay, so you can go to the link in the description for details about the 3 workshops coming up very soon. Doors are closing in about a week, and there's going to be like some prep sheets sent out. Like if you sign up for all 3 workshops, you will be sent 3 prep sheets. So you want to sign up by the deadline so you can get the sheets and prepare yourself for us to meet inside the workshop. Okay, if you have any questions, feel welcome to put them in the comments of this video, or you can send an email. The email is in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching.